the Mayday flight. You did. And you think oh, you're gonna check me in? I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you didn't pay $25 for agent assistant, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
Get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes. I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy.
All right, let's pause right here and break down what I see so far. This is a prime example of pride comes before destruction, or in this case, pride comes before you're about to get fired. If you notice, you've seen it was an not elderly lady, but an older lady in the middle between these two. She was on the phone. I'm sure she overheard everything that was going on. She tried to help the young lady pull her away. Young lady was so locked in and so in her ego and so in her feelings that she avoided walking away when the older lady was definitely trying to help her and ultimately trying to help save her job. But she's more interested in recording and trying to be comeback queen than actually keeping her job. So let's continue.
We don't control that.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
Make me check you in.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationery.
This is not your personal space. You work for a company. This is not.
She handled the situation all the way wrong. Now, I believe the policy of the airline, I think they had to be there 45 minutes earlier. I think he arrived 30 minutes before the flight was to depart. So I guess that was some policy that the airline has. So now they're going back and forth. I guess initially they were going to allow this gentleman on the flight, and I guess they didn't like his tone or what have you. And now they're declining to let this man get on to his flight. And as you can see, it's going back and forth. And actually, the gentleman's being pretty respectful for the most part. Like I said, he's not yelling. He's not really calling them out of their names. They're just taking this so personal when literally they just kind of let this man on this flight, been about their business. And yeah, they might have been upset or you felt some type of way, but you got to understand when you're at work, you're always going to be held to the higher standard. And you can't let someone trick you out of position over something so petty as in getting on their flight. Look, if you want to get on their flight, they're not disrespecting you. They're not violating you. They're not calling out your name. They're not causing you any type of physical harm. Just let them go ahead. To go back and forth, and now you're pulling out your camera phones, and now he's recording. In the end, you're going to suffer because you're the employee. And no business is going to allow their employees to be on camera going back and forth with a paying customer, and you think that you're not going to get suspended or terminated. I mean, we got to be strategic. You got to stay out your ego, especially at work. You got to understand you're there because you need to be there. Because honestly, if you didn't need the money, I'm sure you would be somewhere else. That's why we all show up to work and put our 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours, whatever it may be in, because you need the money so you can pay for your bills, you can pay to take care of your family. You have an agenda for you being there, and you can't allow somebody to get you so out of character that you put that in jeopardy.
Your personal space.
We ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
I told you to stop putting the camera on me, sir.
I'm literally.
I mean, if she was to walk away, she would have been better off doing that at the very beginning when this started to escalate. She should have got on the phone, radio, or whatever form of communication that they used, and had a supervisor or some type of manager come and talk with this customer.
Here at Frontier, I bought a ticket and they are not letting me check in. for no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket. I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
Again, no matter how you may feel about this clip, I believe the Frontier employees were definitely in the wrong. Whatever the policy was, with a 45 minutes check-in, 30-minute check-in, they should have sometimes you just gotta let things go, man. It's not that big of a deal. Let this man check in and go about his business, go about his day. You still have your job. And yeah, you may, like I said, you may be in your feelings or feel like he got over on you for maybe 15, 20 minutes. But this time, once you clock out later on the day, you're going to be absolutely fine. And let's go. I'm going to do a quick screen share. Bear with me really quick. I want to pull up an article. And as we can see on the screen, Frontier airline agents fired for mocking customers, and you thought you was going to get it on your flight. So ultimately, they wound up being let go from Frontier Airlines for this back and forth that they had with this gentleman. It says footage circulating online shows a Frontier customer trying to check in at a ticket counter for a flight from North Carolina to Boston, and things go south with the agents. When the agents mention a $25 fee to check in with them in person. The guy balks at the fee, and the Frontier airline employees start arguing, refusing to check him in, mocking him, and repeatedly telling him, "And you thought you were going to get on a flight." See, this is where they went left, trying to go back and forth. If the policy is a $25 fee, you say, "Hey, sir, this is the policy of Frontier Airlines. This has nothing to do with me." Again, if you want to discuss this matter in further detail, I can get a manager, I can get a supervisor out here for you who maybe can better explain it or better articulate it for you. Can you just step to the side? I can get a manager and supervisor out here for you in a few minutes. That's the way you handle situations like this. Not getting in your feelings, not going back and trying to be sassy and trying to be smart. Because in the end, you're going to be the person that is going to be on the losing end. Now you're viral um, for some nonsense, and if any other employer sees this video, you're never going to be hired. I mean, you just make your life unnecessarily more difficult than it has to be over something very petty and juvenile because you want to be in your feelings, be prideful, and let your ego get the best of you. I mean, if you take anything from this video is do not let people get you out of character while you are on the clock. If they're not threatening your life in any type of physical harm, um, just let it go and always try to remain professional. But let me know how you feel about this video. Do you think the Frontier agents handled it in the correct way? Let me know your feelings in the comments below. I look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.